this whole journey that we've been on has been part of a plan. The plan has obviously changed and shaped because we never planned with a pandemic in mind. What we were trying to do is trying to open up the students' ability to access the work and the resources from lessons to become available almost 24/7. Part of that journey was about how do we actually make our resources, moving them from certain teachers like personal drives or on USB sticks or whatever. How do we move them onto a cloud-based system? And that was the main sort of thrust of where we were trying to get to. Obviously, when the pandemic and lockdowns and things started to hit, then Microsoft Teams became, I guess, the key resource that we went to. We actually linked up with a company called Cloud Design Box, who specialize in supporting schools who are Microsoft schools, but specifically those who are trying to use SharePoint in order to share resources. What they do is they integrate a SharePoint library effectively and your teams. So we're effectively building for the future now rather than just building for the pandemic. So whereas in the past we were sort of just dropping resources in and just being like, well, here's a resource for today and then here's another resource for today. We're trying to build our full curriculum onto an online platform. And what that allows us to do is it means the students can access their resources at any time, at any point. So those that can't access because not having a device at a certain time in the day can simply go back to the lesson and back to the resources and pick it up. What we found with Cloud Design Box was that they were able to link Microsoft Teams in a very simple way. So what we actually just do now is if we want to add an assignment or if we want to get a resource out to a student, SharePoint is 100% linked to Teams. So we just in Teams in the assignment section, for example, you just go into that into the SharePoint site and link it across, and everything's in there. Students can only access what they should be able to access. So there's teacher specific sites been set up and there's student specific sites been set up. There's age gaps and age limits on there as well. So if you're a student who's taking English, for example, and you're in year 11, you can access all of the year 7 resources. All the resources all the way down to year 7. Whereas if you're a year 7, you can only access year 7 resources. So it makes the resource base that we're building specific to the students and what they're learning. And I think it's been a real revolution because it's allowed, even though we are so heads down in this situation that we're in, we've known that what we're doing would be useful in the future. And that's been really easy to motivate the staff to do it because of that. It's not seen as like, I'll just get through this moment. It's like, well, when I get to this end point, students will be able to access anything in the future, which the main thing that we always say is that when you get to the end of year 11 and you want to go back and learn something, it would be really good if you could just go back and learn it or look or revisit it without needing to have to like dig around to find it. So I'd say that's the best one. Cloud Design Box for me would be the big success.